So, welcome everyone to Lumbini, to the birthplace of the Buddha. For those of us who have been traveling for the last 10 days, this is the last stop on our pilgrimage. And as the 10 days have gone on, it's been clear how much of a pilgrimage this is. Here we are retracing the steps of the Buddha. So there's this outside pilgrimage that we take. And on our pilgrimage, we've been retracing in a very odd order the steps of the Buddha. And I was thinking this morning as we were walking here that maybe now we're in heaven. There was no honking of the traffic. Nobody was coming up to us trying to sell us beads. We didn't have to look at beggars, naked children with their hands out, or singing these chants, not really as a spiritual practice, but almost like a performance that we could pay them money for. But here it was silent. The sun was rising. The air is cool. The birds are singing. And I thought, we're in heaven. And that's what the Buddha was born into. The Buddha was born into heaven. He was born into a world where there was no suffering. Every wish he had was granted. And his father tried to make sure that he couldn't see the suffering of the world. So he pampered him even more. Every whim. But something happened in the Buddha's mind. The Buddha realized he's human. You can't live in heaven. In the mythology, in the heavenly realms, you can live there and you can live a wonderful life, but you dissipate your karma. You lose everything. This world is impermanence, and your good situation will end. So the Buddha somehow intuitively realized this, and he jumped over the wall of the palace, and he left heaven, and he went into hell. He saw, without a moving mind, unflinchingly, he looked at the suffering of this world. He cried with the people when they cried. He suffered, just like everybody else suffered. But he didn't have to. He could have dissipated his karma in the palace. But instead, he jumped over the wall. And in that jumping, he set our practice life in motion. Our practice is to unflinchingly be with the suffering of the world. Not to separate ourselves off, but to be with the suffering that's all around us. And I know for many of us on the buses, the poverty, the pain, the sadness, the despair, along with the joy and the wonder, came through to us. So we got to witness the pain. Our pilgrimage is to touch into the pain. We all know our joy. We all know our happiness. We crave those things. But we also know that they don't last. And it's our deep practice duty to unflinchingly be with the pain and the suffering of this world. That's the Bodhisattva mind. We have to cut through everything, and from that place become alive. Then the Buddha is already alive right here, right now. It's not some fantasy that happened 2,500 years ago. Right here, sitting under these lovely trees in this beautiful garden, the Buddha is alive. How will you use it?